Hello. Hello, am I audible? Okay. So, have you guys tried the assignment? Yes. Anyone who has tried the assignment? Ravindra. Okay, so Ravindra, are you facing any challenges? Yeah, it will take some time to solve. Think about it. Okay. Think about how to do this. Don't use methods, built-in methods. Try to do it using conditional statement and loops. Most of the problem, don't not most of the problem, all of the problems. Okay, try to do it using loop and conditional statement. What about Chandrasekhar, Arun, Adit, Deepak, Dinesh, Abdul? Are you guys trying? VL, have you tried the assignment? Omkari, Sarthak, everyone, please respond. Are you guys trying the assignment? Um, you can you if you want to cause like I can check your assignment, so you can post the solution in the Google Classroom. Okay, I will check and uh, uh, you upload the file. Okay, one final file with all the assignments. Okay, and give your name. The name of the file will be your name. Okay, so I will check and I will give the feedback. Okay, just one thing, you try to run it on your own. Make sure that you are not using any method, and try to do it using loop and all. So if you're able to do that, if you're getting the output, it's fine. That's one, you can say, level of cross checking you can do from your end correctly. Okay, so we'll start with the today's class. I think yesterday we finished loops. We are left with the continue and past statement in the loop, and then we will go to the strings. Okay, so anyone having any question? Anyone? Any question related to the assignment? You want me to discuss one or two problem, anything? We can start with that. Okay, so let's start with um we will start with the continue and past statement. Okay. Continue, break, and strings. We'll discuss these topics today. Okay. So let's start with the continue and break statement. So continue and break statement are mainly used to control the loop. Okay. Continue and break statements are mainly used to control the loop. Okay. So what kind of control you want on the loop? So for example, let's say I have a sequence for I in range. I have a sequence 10. Okay. So I know that this loop will run 10 times. Okay. And what process I'm doing this print I. I'm printing I. So you can do anything. Okay. You can do any processing, but actually it depends on a requirement, which particular from which particular iteration you want to come out of the loop. So to come out of the loop, break is used. Okay. Break statement is used to come out of the loop. Okay. So for example, if I will talk about this loop, so this loop will run 10 times starting from 0 to 9. It will print 0 to 9, all those values, right? But my requirement is what? My requirement is when the value reaches I equal to 7. Okay. So I have to come out of the loop. So whenever I will start running the loop, when the value reaches I equal to 7, I won't execute 7, 8, and 9. I will not print 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So I am coming out of the loop. So whenever you want to come out of the loop after a particular iteration, then you will go for the break statement. So how you can do that? Raja, we will do this discussion after this class. Okay. So after 10 o'clock. Okay. Okay. So let's say if you want to do, if you want to come out of this loop, then you will check if I equal to 7. If this is the condition, then come out of the loop. So you will come out of the loop. Otherwise, what you will do, you will keep on printing these values. Okay. Till the time it is reaching 7, you can keep on printing these values. Okay. So else print I. When we will do print I, it will print all these values. So see how this loop will run. First time I will become 0. It will come here 0 equal to 7. This is false. It will come to else part. It will print 0. Then go back to the loop. I will become 1. 1 equal to 7. This is also false. So it will print the next one value, right? It will come to the else block and then it will print 1. Then it will go back to the loop. I will become 2. 2 equal to 7. This is also false. So come to the else block and then print I till 7. When I equal to 7, when I will become 7 in this loop, so 7 equal to 7, this is true, correct? Once this is true, it will come to the if block and it will execute break statement. So once it will execute break statement, it will come out of the loop and it will not print the further element. Okay. So if I will run this code, I will get the value starting from 0 to 6. I hope break is clear, how you can use it. Okay. So now similarly, continue statement. What is the use of continue statement? So now you will say, sir, this is a simple loop. How I can use it in the normal question? So it depends on your problem. Okay. So if you have a problem, or if you have a assignment, or if you have a question where you need to control your loop and you have to come out of the loop after a particular iteration, then you should go for break. Okay. Okay. So when you want to come out of the loop, then you should implement break. Okay. And for what purpose we use continue? So continue is used to skip the current iteration, to skip the current iteration. Okay. So whatever current iteration is there, you will skip that part. So I will take this same example. So what I wanted to do is, let's say if I equal to 7, okay, then I don't want to print 7 on the screen, but rest all values I want to print. So if you want to skip the current iteration, then you can check, you can use continue instead of break. Okay. So what my requirement is, I'll print 0 to 6 and I will skip 7, I will print 8 to 9. Okay. Or let's say I'll print 0 to 5 and 7 to 9. So I will skip 6. So whenever 6 will come, I will skip that iteration. So I will check if I equal to 6, then continue. When you will do continue, it will not come out of the break. It will not come out of the loop, but it will skip that iteration and it will go back to the loop again to implement the next part. Okay. So let's say if I equal to 0, this is false. It will come to else. It will print I. Then it will go back to the loop. I will become 1. 1 equal to 6. This is false. It will come to else. It will print 1. Then we'll go back to the loop till I equal to 6. 1 I will become 6. 6 equal to 6. This will become true. So once it will become true, it will continue. It will continue means it will skip that iteration. It will not execute any code after this and after this line, and then it will go back to the loop again. So once it will go back to the loop again, I will become 7. Now it will come here, 7 equal to 6. Is this true? No, this is false. So it will come to the else block and it will execute so on. Okay. So basically this will print 0 to 5 and 7 to 9, all these values. Okay. So you can see this 0 to 5 and 7 to 9, all these values are printed, but 6 is skipped. Okay. So continue is used to skip the current iteration. Is it clear? Continue and break. Yes, you can use multiple continue and break in the single loop. Okay, but instead of using multiple continue and break, you use multiple if else condition and use one time. Okay, if you use break multiple time, what is the use of using break multiple time? If first time only will be implemented, it will come out of the loop, right? So there is no use of implementing break. So you might think of a situation where you have to check multiple conditions. For example, whenever I equal to 2 and I equal to 6 is there, I need to skip that iteration. So instead of that, I will write or I equal to 2. So these two iteration will be skipped. Okay. So if you have this kind of situation, then you can use this logical operation in the if part, and then you can use continue. So multiple iteration will be skipped. But if you will write, let's say 3 if else condition and you are using break 2-3 times, then it is of no use, right? Because if first break will be implemented, then it will come out of the loop in the first break itself. So it is not going back to the loop again, right? Correct, Dinesh? Dinesh? Yeah. Okay. So this is about continue and break statement. Okay. Now what we will do next, we will come to the strings. Okay. Now, so what is a string? Yes, break statement will break at 7. Correct. Okay. So what is a string? So string is basically a collection of element or collection of character which should be kept inside the quotation. So as of now, we have seen number of strings, right? So what is the definition of the string? The definition of the string is this. String is a collection of characters or collection of element, you can say, which should be kept inside the quotation. So strings always comes with the quotation. Without the quotation, it is not a string. Okay. So if you, how you can define the string? Okay. So you can define the string using single quotation or using double quotation, using triple quotation made up of single quotes, and using triple quotation made up of double quotes. Okay. Remember this. Okay. So you can use all this quotation to make a string. Okay. Single quotation also you can use, double quotation also you can use, and triple quotation also you can use to create a string. Okay. Now, why we have different quotation? If we can create with a single quote, then why we have double quote and triple quote? Okay. Why we have different types of quotation? So Python gives you the advantage of creating this string with different quotation and in different situations. Okay. So we will see that what all situations are there where this single quotation and double quotation will be useful. For example, I am going to have a string. Okay. So this string will be, let's say this is Python's class. Okay. I have declared this string. Okay. Now let's say if you will try to print, so in the first line itself, it will give you the error. Where it is giving the error? In this declaration. Okay. Where the error is? The error is here. Now what you can interpret from here? What you can understand from here? See, we know that whenever you create a string, the string starts with a quotation and ends with a quotation. So what PVM will understand that your string is starting with this and ending it here, because both are single quotation, right? But what about this part? This part is not inside the quotation, and then next quotation starting here. So after this, if you write anything, that will come into the string, but this part is not into the quotation, right? So either it is a variable or identifier, right? So since you have not defined anything, so it will be giving you the error because it is not part of the string. So to make this, now what is your requirement? You want to print this apostrophe as the string character, right? You want this apostrophe to be printed, right? So you don't want to skip it. This is a character, string character. You want this to be printed. So now what we can see that if you have a single apostrophe in your string and you want to print it as a character, then you cannot use single quotation, okay, to start and end your string. And remember, whenever you start your string with a single quotation, it should end with a single quotation. If you are starting with double quotation, it should end with a double quotation. So starting and ending quotation of the string should be similar. Okay. Now here, since we have apostrophe, single apostrophe into our quotation, into our string, so we cannot use single quotation to declare our string. So how we can do that? So we will use double quotation for this. Okay. So if you will use double quotation for this, now it will take this string as it is, and it will take this single quotation in between the string as the string character. Now it will not give you the error. Okay. So what is the use of single quotation and double quotation? So let's say if you have single quotation inside your string as a string character, then you can keep that whole string in the double quotation, right? So this is one use. Let's say the next use is you have another string similar, b is equal to this string, and what I will do, I have double quotation. This is Python class. Okay. So now if you see again, it is giving you the same error. So your string is starting from here, it is ending here. Then again you're starting here and it is ending here. So these two are string. This is string. But this Python is what? It will take it as an identifier, but it is not defined, so it will give you the error. So if you will run this code, it will give you the error. That error is at this location, right? So how you can counter this error? So now if you have double quotation in your string as a string character, then you can keep your whole string into the single quotation. Okay. You can keep the whole string into the single quotation. Okay. So if you will keep this, correct. If you will keep this whole string into the single quotation, then this double quotation will be taken as a string character. So now if you will run this code, so it will give you the whole string. Okay. And the double string are getting printed as the string character. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now the next part is, so why we have triple quotation now? Okay. So now let's say I have a third string similar. Okay. But what we have is now we have this. Okay. We have this. We have both single quotation and double quotation in our string as a string character. Okay. So in this case, how we can define this string? Because now your string is starting here, ending here. Again, starting here, ending here. It will not accept this. Or if you keep in single quotation, so it will start here, end here, it will start here and end here. So you cannot keep either second single quotation or double quotation. So in this case, you can go for the triple quotation. Okay. You can go for the triple quotation made up of single quote or made up of double quote, anything you can use. Okay. So now if you will print this C, so you will see that single quotation and double quotation both are getting printed as the string character. Okay. So if I will run this code, I am getting this whole string in the single quotation and double quotation both. Is this clear how you can use single quotation, double quotation, triple quotation to make the string in which all cases? Okay. Thank you. So now the next, this is one use of single quotation. What is the another use of this is one use of triple quotation. What is the another use of triple quotation is, so let's say you have multi-line string. For example, d is equal to, I have multi-line string. This is Python and class. Okay. So if you have a multi-line string, then you cannot use single quotation for that. Okay. If you have multi-line string, then you cannot use single quotation for that. Okay. So in that case, because if you try to do that, you can see here it is starting and after that it is expecting you to end it here. So single quotation and double quotation both are used to define single line string. Okay. The string which is spanning into a single line. If you have multi-line string, you cannot use single quotation or double quotation. It will give you the error. Okay, if you will run this, it will give you the error. So what you can do, you can use triple quotation for defining a multi-line string. So if you have a multi-line string, then you can go for the triple quotation. Okay. Now if you will print the, it will give you that string in the multiple lines. Okay. Correct. Now it is accepting it as a string. Clear? So these are the two uses of triple quotation. The third use of triple quotation we have seen yesterday is multi-line comments. If you have multi-line comments, let's say I want to comment all these lines, then I can simply put all these things into the triple quotation, right? This one also you can do. Correct? Fine. So these are the three different uses of single quotation, triple quotation, and single quotation and double quotation are both used for single line string. Okay. Thank you, Raya. So anyone else, any other question? Yes, your previous class. Yes, correct. Yes, I mentioned in the previous class that you can use if you have multi-line comments, then you can go for the triple quotation. Okay. Any question from anyone on how we can define the string? Yes, it will work. It is working for single line also. No, it is working for C also, right? Yes, if you have a backslash T, that is the escape sequence. Let's say if you have A is equal to backslash N. So backslash N is the escape sequence. So if you want to use this backslash N, then you have to use the quotation. You have to write it inside the quotation. Okay. Yes, these all things are comment. These all things are comment. Okay. Okay, fine. So if you will print A here, so let's say if I want to print, I will write here Python, and after that I will write, okay. So if I will print A here, it will print Python class, but in the new line, because backslash N tells that it is a new line. Okay, so if I will run this, I will get Python class, but in the new line. Okay, and will be fit for all scenarios of multi-line. Yes, triple quotation will fit for all scenarios of multi-line. Okay. Okay. Any question? I hope no. So we'll move then if I want to print the backslash N also. No, backslash N is not a printable. Okay. Backslash N is not a printable statement. Okay. So if you want to print probably you can check this if it is printing. Yes, it is printing like this. So if you want to print backslash N, then you can use a single backslash before this backslash N. So it will consider it as a character. Okay. Or there is one more way, you can keep it as a raw string. Okay, if you will mention R before the string, it will become the raw string. And if you will not give another backslash before backslash N, it will keep it as a raw string and it will print as it is. Okay, so both options are available. Clear, Omkari? R, if you will mention R before the string, it will become the raw string. It will not print this. Okay, it will not print backslash N. It will not execute backslash N as a new line or backslash T as a tab. I hope I'm clear. Any question from anyone? What is print F? What is F? F is used for formatting, Lakshmi. We have discussed already in the previous classes when I was discussing print statement. Probably you can go for my previous classes recordings. Okay. Okay, F is used for formatting. If you want to format a string, then you go for the F. You write F before the print statement which you want to print. Okay. R is about, R tells it is a raw string. So there are two types of string. You can define, see, if you will write this string like this, okay. So here, this is a escape sequence. And in the normal string, escape sequence will always be executed. Backslash N is getting executed. Okay, so if you will print this, it will print Python and class in the new line. Let's say, if you don't want this backslash N to be executed, then what you will do, you will define it as a raw string. So how you can define a raw string? You can keep R before a string, okay? And if you will have anything which is executable in the string, then it will not be executed, okay? It will be taken as a string character, okay? It will be taken as a string character, okay? So now if you will print B, so you will observe the difference between A and B, okay? You will observe the difference between A and B. So backslash N is taken here as a character, not the executable. Okay, but in the first example, \n is the executable or printable. Okay, so this is the normal string and this is the raw string. We use this in the regular expression a lot. Okay, where we can find more elements like rf and inline characters \n \t. This is about escape sequence. I will give you the list of escape sequence in the upcoming classes. Okay, so you just like so there is like \n is there. Okay, \t is there, and vertical return, \forward return, something like that. So I will check all these things. There is a single / also. This is also escape sequence. I will check and I will give you all these escape sequence. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Fine. So we are done with the string definition, how we can define the string. And now we will come to the string properties. Okay. So what all string properties we have? So we will discuss one by one. So the first one is characteristics of string. The first one is string is a sequence. Okay. So whenever we say that any data structure is a sequence, so we can infer few statements from here. What all statement we can infer from here is, the first one is, if it is a sequence, then it is an ordered collection of elements. Okay, this is the first. Now second, if it is a sequence, then positive and negative indexing are allowed. If it is a sequence, then slicing is also allowed. Okay. If it is a sequence, then you can do some basic operations, right? Basic operations. For example, you can do concatenation, you can do repetition, okay? You can do membership operation, okay? So all these are the basic operation which you can perform. Now, if it is a sequence, you may run the loop over it, for loop over it directly, okay? You can pass this sequence as the sequence inside the for loop. So here, this is the sequence, right? We pass a sequence here, right? In the for loop. So you can directly pass a sequence here. If it is a sequence, then you can directly pass that sequence over here in the for loop, correct? Fine. Okay, so these all are the things. Okay. Yes, range is also a sequence, Ravind. Range is also a sequence. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, and the last one we have is the last. Any question? Any question? No. So the last one we have here is insertion order will be preserved. Okay, insertion order. Insertion order will be fixed. Okay, right? So it's not changed. Okay. Now, what all these statements mean? Okay. So we will see what I mean. That is a different part. Few sequences are mutable, few sequences are immutable, right? So I'm telling that if you say that any data type is a sequence, right? Let's say list is a sequence, range is a sequence, let's say string is a sequence, tuple is a sequence, byte arrays are sequence. So if I'm talking about sequence in general, if it is a sequence, then all these things will be available in that all this characteristic will be available in that sequence. So the first characteristic is ordered collection of element, right? So what do you mean by ordered collection of element? For example, if you will have a is equal to, let's say this is a string, which is a sequence, right? So if this is a sequence, then it will be ordered collection. Ordered collection means what? So ordered means what? Let's say if few people are standing in a queue or in the order, let's say ascending order or descending order, right? So ascending order means what? So the first person will be the, let's say ascending order of height, right? So the first person will be at what do you say, shortest among the group, right? Then second person, then third person, and so on, and the last person will be the you can say will be tallest, right? Correct. So this is the order, particular order. We say this is the order, right? We maintain an order. Similarly, if you will talk about sequences, though, so they are always a ordered collection of the element. So when you will talk about this Python, so Python, they all are ordered with respect to index in the increasing order of the index. So yesterday we have seen, I don't know whether we have discussed that, but yes. So if you'll talk about this string, so it is coming in the positive indexing and negative indexing both. So positive indexing starting from 0 from the left hand side and negative indexing starting from -1 from right hand side. So if I will talk about positive index, so positive index is an order. It is an ordered collection of elements, right? And all the elements are positioned in the order of ascending order of positive index, correct? Ascending order of positive index. So if I talk about the indexes, this is 0, next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct? So all these elements are structured in the ascending order of positive index, correct? So this is ordered collection, clear? Similarly, in the descending order of negative index, we can say -1, -2, -3, and so on from the right hand side, clear? So this is the ordered collection, clear? Now the next point, what it says, positive and negative indexing are allowed. We have seen that here we positive indexing is always starts from 0 and it goes towards right hand side. Starting from left hand side goes towards right hand side. Negative indexing starts from right hand side, starting from -1 goes towards left hand side. Okay, what are all the basic operation you can do? You can do concatenation, repetition, and membership operation. So for example, if you have two strings, b is equal to, let's say, Learnbay, right? So if you want to do the concatenation, you can simply write a plus b. This is concatenation operation. So the concatenation, you will combine two. If you want to repeat, then you can go for the multiplication operation, right? You have to have one string and one number in the case of repetition, and both operands should be a string in the case of concatenation. Membership operation, if you want to check whether a string or substring is a part of the sequence or not, so you can check whether p is there in a or not, okay? A or not. So all these things will return the result, okay? So all these basic operations you can do on the sequence. You can directly pass a sequence in the for loop, right? Print a plus b. Yes, it is possible. Why it is not possible? A plus, you are going to do this, right? And this, why it is not possible? Yes, it is possible, right? It will do that, okay? Now for loop, so you can pass this sequence inside the for loop directly. So for I in a, you can directly pass the sequence over here in the for loop, right? So these all are the properties of the sequence, correct? Now the last one is insertion order will be fixed. So order in which they will be entered. So p will always come first, y will always come second, t will always come third, and n will always come last, okay? So the insertion order always will be fixed until and unless you are changing it, okay? So insertion order in the case of sequence will always be fixed. The order in which you have entered the data into the sequence, in the same order you will be able to retrieve the data, okay? Fine, until unless you are changing it explicitly. Now the last part is slicing, okay? So what is slicing? We need to discuss this. So let's discuss about slicing. Slicing is applicable in all the sequences. So let's say I have a string a equal to, this is Python class, right? So this is a string. Now, what slicing says? So slicing is similar like indexing, okay? And the syntax of slicing basically can be used in different ways. The first one is so how you use slicing for, it is similar like indexing. Syntax is similar like indexing. First you have to write the string name, okay, where you have stored a variable and where you have stored the string. Now you have to give the square bracket like in indexing, and instead of passing the indexing, what you have to give, you have to mention here three arguments: start, stop, and step. These three arguments you have to mention. Okay, fine. Now you can, here all these three are optional. Okay, all these three, start, step, and start, stop, and step, all these three are optional. Okay, so how you can use different ways? So let's say you can sorry, here it will not be comma, it will be colon. Okay, it won't be comma, it will be colon. Okay, now let's say if you will not pass all these three, okay, then it will copy the string. Okay, it will copy the string as it is. Similarly, if you will write this colon colon 1, this will also copy the string. Okay, as it is, it will copy the string. Okay, now let's say if you will write A, and if you will mention 0 colon length of A and colon 1, this will also copy the string as it is. It will not make any changes to the string, right? Similarly, if you will mention A, you will not mention anything here, right, in the beginning, but if you mention length of A colon 1, this will also copy the string. Okay, similar, copy the string. So next A, you will mention the start index, you will not mention end index, and you will mention this will also copy the string. Okay, so these all things are used for the same purpose. Okay, same purpose means to say, so these are the different ways. So we will discuss what will happen if you not pass one argument. Okay, so these are the different ways. What we have seen here, if you are not passing anything, so what will be the default value? If you are not passing start and step, then what will be the default value? If you are not passing step, then what will be the default value? Okay, so remember, this step is important. I will first start with the step. Okay, so step can be positive and negative both. We have seen yesterday in the range also, correct? You can have step positive and negative both, right? If step is positive, then what will be the output? Let's say if step is positive, then slicing will be done from left to right. Okay, slicing will be done from left to right if it is negative. Okay, yes, it is positive. If it is positive, slicing will be done from left to right. Okay, fine. So if you have a string, if you want to slice from this side to this side, then you have to give positive. Okay, and if it is negative, let's say if it is negative, then slicing will be done from right to left. Okay, so it will be done from right to left. This is one example of having positive, or you can say this is one use of having step. The another use is you can have step as +1, +2, +3. Okay, anything. Okay, so if you will have +1, +2, +3, when you will have +1, then every character will be taken into the consideration. Okay, every character will be taken into the consideration. If you will take +2, then every second character will be taken into the consideration. Oh, every second character. Okay, and if you will take +3, then every third character will be taken into the consideration. What all this? So we will discuss about it. Similarly, if you have -1, then every character in the reverse direction. Okay, every character in the reverse direction. If you have -2, then every second character in the reverse direction. Here you can have plus, -1, -2, and -3. Okay. All these things will be in the reverse direction, means from right to left. Okay. Now let's see it with example. First of all, how the slicing is done. Let me comment all this, not required. So let's say using indexing, if I have A, let's say if I have A, okay, and I want to access only one element. Let's say I want to access only T. Then what I will give? I will give 0. Okay. I will give 0. It will give me the first letter, right? T. Okay. It is giving me T. Let's say if I want to give S, then I can give print A of -1, right? It will give me the last character S. Let's say I want to get A. So -1, -2, -3. I will give print A of -3. A of -3. It will give me the third last character, right? Clear? So it is working like this. Fine. Now, what if I want to access a group of characters? Let's say I want to access Python itself. I want to access whole Python, P to N, everything. Then you cannot do it using indexing, right? Probably you can do that, but you have to do the concatenation after accessing every character. Instead of doing that, what we can do is we can use slicing. So slicing, it slices a part of the string. Okay, it will slices a substring. For example, if I want to slice Python, then I need to mention start, stop, and step. So start will be from where you want to start. I want to start from P. So what will be the index of P? Let me count. This will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So the start index is 8. Okay. Now, what is the end index of till where you want to slice? You want to go till end. So you will be giving the end index plus 1. Remember, you till where you want to slice, you will be giving the index of that character plus 1. So I will give the index of n plus 1. I want to slice till n. I will give the index of n plus 1. So what is the index of n? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 1, 14. I will give 14 here. Colon, I want to do from left to right. So I will mention 1. Okay. So if I will run, sorry, I need to mention A here. Okay. So if I run this, I will get the whole Python string. Okay. I have sliced a part of the string here. Is this clear, everyone? How I have sliced using slicing? How we are using slicing? Is it clear? Okay. Now, so let's say I want to give the start index and end index. Okay. I will give only step. So what it will do? So it will print the whole string. It is printing the whole string. Okay. So if you have your step as 1 plus 1, remember, if you have your step as plus 1, then the default value of start is what? 0. And the default value of end is what? Length of the string. Okay. If you want to cross check, you simply go ahead and write A. Here you write 0, colon, length of the string A, colon, 1, right? So this will and this both will print the same string. So if I will run this code, I will get similar. This is Python class, this is Python class. So what I can understand from here, that if you are mentioning your step as positive, okay, if you are mentioning your step as positive, then the default value of start is what? 0. And the default value of end is what? Length of the string. Why length of the string? So see, the length of the string is what? Let's say if I try to find the length of the string, then what is the length of the string? Print length of A. It is 20. So the length of the string is 20. Now we know that positive indexing always starts from 0. And if the length of the string is 20, then the index of the last character will be what? 19. And we know that at stop, if we want to go till end, I have to give one index more than last index, right? So last index is 19 plus 1, 20. So I'm giving length of A, so it will give 20, right? So it will slice this thing till end. So I hope it is clear that if you mention 1 as your step, then the default value of start will be 0. Default value of end will be length of A. I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay. Now, what if I will not mention anything? I will just have only colon. Then what it will do? This will also print the same thing. Now, what I can infer from here, that if you don't mention start, step, or stop anything, then the default value of start is 0. Default value of stop is length of A, and default value of step is 1. Is it clear for everyone? What is the default value if you don't mention anything? Okay, fine. So in later string, will it be difficult to find the count and time, right? In larger string, will it be difficult to find the count and placeholder? That's me. I didn't got your question. Where is count? We are not counting it here. If the string is big, then see, that is, I think you are asking with respect to the for loop. Okay. No, it will never become the difficult. I think if you are asking with respect to the for loop, you can use for loop here, but here we are not focusing on the for loop. We are focusing on this part. So I directly use len function. Okay. For larger string, we can directly use len instead of counting manually. Yeah, see, actually you don't have to, you never have to count it manually. Len is used for that. Len is a Python provides lots of APIs. Okay. So you have to use those API. Why I asked you yesterday to use the for loop, because I wanted you to implement this function using for loop. Okay. Yes, correct. You can directly use len. Correct, Susie. Okay. So as of now, most of the time we'll be using len function. Don't go and every time you take for loop. Okay. Fine. So what we have seen here, if you're not going to mention start and stop and step, then the default value will be 0 len of the string and 1 respectively. Okay. Now, let's say we have seen one more thing, that we can control the slicing. If we want to start from a particular position, we can mention the start, we can mention the stop, and we can mention the step also, right? Now, let's say what I want to do, if I will write this 5, or let's say 8 colon 1. Okay. So what this will do, so see, we are starting from 8. Okay. So the start position will be 8, and the end position will be by default till end. Okay, it will go till end. If you not mention stop value, then by default it will go till end. And 1 is for it is taking every character in the left to right direction. So if I run this code, you can see it is starting from P and it is going till end. Okay. Okay. Now let's say if I will give this A, I will give colon, I will give till 8 and colon 1. So what it will do, it will start from beginning, because you have not mentioned start, so it will start from 0 and it will go till 8 minus 1, and then it will take every character in left to right direction, and then it will print this. Okay, fine. So this is the different ways you can specify the different values and you can control the slicing. Now, the next part is, let's say we have colon 2. Okay. So I have not mentioned start. By default, it will be 0. I have not mentioned end. By default, it will be the end of the string. And 2 means it will take every second character, right? So if I will print this, it will take every second character. You can see it is printing every second character. After T, the second character is I. After I, the second character is space. After space, the second character is S, and so on. Okay? Clear, everyone? Everyone, is this clear? Okay, so you can control this now. So I will go for the negative step. Okay, so I have this string A, and what if I will mention the negative step? Okay, so colon minus 1. If I'll mention colon minus 1, then what it will do? Minus 1 tells you what it will do, the slicing from right to left, right? So if you will run this code, it will give you the string in the reverse direction. The whole string in the reverse direction. So what you can understand from here, that if you are going to mention step as minus 1, then 2 things will happen. First thing, it will slice the string from right to left. And by default, yes, reverse, it will reverse the string, and by default this will become -1, start will become -1, and this will become minus of length of the string +1. Okay, so in other words, I can -1. Can you please mute yourself, whoever is on mute? Okay, so I will do this minus of length of the string and +1. Okay, and colon -1. If I will do this, this will also give you the same string. Okay, whatever you will get here, same you will get here also. So what is happening here? So if you are not going to mention start, in the case if you have mentioned step as -1, if you are not going to mention start, then by default your start will be what? -1. By default your stop will be what? Minus of length of a plus 1. Why I have given length of a plus 1? Because see, your negative indexing starting from -1. So what will be the last index of t? -20. So you have to give till -21, right? You have to give till -21. So this one you have to give minus of length of the string +1. Okay, and then here you have mentioned -1, so it will print the whole string. Okay, in the reverse order. I hope it is clear for everyone. Can we use print a? You can use len a. Len a, if you will do, so what it will do? Len a means 20 character at a time, starting from 0, taking the 20th character. It will print only the first character, right? Dinesh, clear? Is this clear for everyone? What is the default value of start and stop if I mention -1 as the step value? Okay, so now let's say if I want to I will give a colon -2. Then it will slice the string in the reverse direction and it will take every second character. Okay, fine. So if you have understood, then slice Python. Tell me what index I should post to get Python in the reverse direction. Only Python I want to get in the reverse direction. Let me know. Print a, what should be my start? Everyone, please respond fast. What should be my start? I want to slice Python in the reverse direction. Remember, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. -6 is the space. I want to start from n. Chandrasekhar. It will be -7. So someone has posted -7. Abdul and Chandrasekhar. So this is start is going to be -7. Then I want to go till p. What should be the stop? 13. Abdul, -13. Correct. Then step will be -1. Clear? So if I run this, I will get Python in the reverse direction. Clear? I hope slicing is clear for everyone. Any question, please respond. Okay. Okay. So now we have done the slicing. These all are the basic operation which you can do. We have discussed rest of slicing. We have discussed today, and you can use in different cases. You can use here also range 10 10. Let's say if I want to reverse it, colon -1 do, it will reverse this sequence in the reverse direction, and then it will run like that. Okay. So if I will run this code, so see it is coming in the reverse direction and it is keeping 6 and 2 also. Okay. Fine. So you can use here also. Can we use minus of length of a? You can use anything. But if you use, you will understand that what exactly will be. So you need to understand what exactly the output will be. Okay. It depends on your requirement. How to replace particular character in the string. There is a method for that, and there we have done that. I have given you as assignment using for loop. You can try that, and we will learn about the method to replace a character in the string today, where we use the reverse slicing in the real time. There are a lot of cases in real time for all this where you can use. You may have some data set, you might need to reverse it. I don't remember any particular Yes, dot replace method is there. I don't remember any particular situation because see, all these things you're not going to use in day-to-day life daily. Like today, I'm coding. If I've written 1,000 lines of code, I'm not using these all things daily. There are a lot of things, and it doesn't mean that it will always come to my mind. There's something other logic may come to my mind, right? So it depends. Okay, so the only thing why we are learning all this, because if you know all these things, it will click whenever you have such kind of requirement. It will click into your mind and you will use it. Okay, fine. Otherwise you have the different ways of reversing a string. Okay, we don't have reverse for string method. Okay, so the next we will discuss how the strings are handled in Python. Okay, so let's see that. We have a string a is equal to Python, b is equal to Python. Okay, and tell me, will this be similar or different? ID of A and ID of B. Similar or different? Okay, so everyone is, most of them are saying similar. Okay, so it is similar. Now let's say if I will write print ID of A of 0 and print ID of B of 0. Will it be similar or different? ID of A and B are coming similar. Okay, it will be similar. ID of A of 0 and B of 0 will be similar or different? Everyone, please respond fast. Similar, right? So if I'm checking this is similar. Now, I have A is equal to tell me, in this case, ID of A and B are similar or different? ID of A and B, similar or different? ID of A of 0 and B of 0, similar or different? Okay, so let's run this. So if you will run this, so in this case, if I will comment this part. So ID of A and B are coming different, but ID of A of 0 and B of 0 are coming similar. Okay, ID of A and B are different, but ID of A of 0 and B of 0 are similar. So let's see how this is handled, or how the strings are getting handled in Python, or how sequence are handled in Python. We need to understand that, then probably we will be able to define it. Okay, so let's see how we can define this. Okay, yeah, so so when we have used the first string, let's say A is equal to Python. Yes, multi-input string is possible. Like user needs to enter first name and last name. Yes, it is possible. B is equal to Python. Okay. So how the strings are handled in Python, why it is giving the similar ID, we need to first understand that part. So this Python, this is a string object, this is also a string object, and these two are the variables. So we have discussed in the initial classes that there are two sections which are very important in the memory management, right? One is the variable section and another is the heap area. So I'm going to take only those two area over here. Let's say this is variable area and this is heap area. Now we have seen that object usability concept is also there for capital A to Z and small a to Z. So whenever you start your Python interpreter, this capital A to Z and small a to Z are already created and they are sitting in the memory, right? So one thing is that these characters, these individual characters are already sitting in the memory. So for example, P is already sitting in the memory, Y is also sitting in the memory, right? Then T is also sitting in the memory, H, O, and N. All these individual objects are sitting in the memory. And let's say, please, let's say the IDs are A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, these all are the IDs. Okay, corresponding IDs. I have taken a random ID, A, B, C, D, E, F. Remember, these all things will not be the consecutive IDs. I'm not saying A plus 1, A plus 2, and A plus 3. It is the random ID. It can be at different any location, right? Now, so all these values are sitting already in the memory. Okay. Now, when you say A is equal to Python, so what will happen? It will create. So strings are handled at two levels. One is at the whole string level and one is at the character level. So when you say A is equal to Python or any string, so first a whole string object will be created, which will be having the 6 blocks. Here we have 6 blocks, so it will have 6 blocks. If you have 7, it will have 7. So accordingly, so here we have 6, I will create 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blocks we have, right? Okay. Now, so let's say the ID for this is X. Clear? Now, this is pointing, this is A0, this is A1, this is A2, and this is A3, and so on, right? Like this, it is working. Now, A0 is pointing to which character? It is pointing to P. This is Y, this is T, this is H, this is O, and this is N. So every block is pointing to this, and this whole block is having one ID. So what will happen? This is the whole string, right? And inside the string, the different blocks are pointing to the different characters. So what will happen? A will be pointing to this whole X, okay? Because A is what? A is pointing to this whole Python, right? So A will be pointing to this whole X, and X is pointing to this whole string object. And when you write A of 0, so A of 0, it will go to the 0th location of X, and then it will access P. Okay, fine. Now, when you will write B is equal to Python, then what it will see that this string object is already sitting in the memory. This Python is already created, right? So it will not go and create another object. Rather, B will also point to the same address. B will also having the same address X. Okay, so that's why when you are checking ID of A and ID of B are similar. Similarly, this is also pointing to B of 0, B of 1, and so on, right? So ID of A and 0 and ID of B of 0, ID of A of 1, B of 1 are all coming similar. Is it clear why in this case both are similar? Everyone, please respond fast. Okay. Now, when you have special character in your string, if you remember, I have told the object reusability concept is available in the case of int -5 to 256, boolean value true false, string A to Z capital and A to Z small. What you didn't understand here? Okay, so see, A is equal to Python and B is equal to Python. These are the similar strings, right? So they both will be pointing to, see, this is the whole string object. Okay, whole string object will be always pointed by A and B, and this whole string object are pointing to different character with respect to the different blocks. So this is the whole string object which is having Python. Okay, this is having Python. Okay, and inside this small blocks are there which are pointing to different characters.
So when they are pointing to whole Python, so if A will point to X, so A is pointing to what? This X means this is storing the whole Python. So if you'll check the ID of A, so ID of A is X and ID of B is also X. So ID of A and B will be similar. Clear? Fine. And as well as ID of A at 0 and ID of B of 0 will also be similar because A and B are pointing to X only. So if you check A of 0 or B of 0, it will be similar, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Now, let's say you have another string A is equal to Python dollar and B is equal to Python dollar. Okay. So if you remember from object reusability concept, then what we have seen from object reusability concept, it is available only for string A to the capital, A to the small. We don't have for special character. Okay. So what we'll have in the case of special character, if you have a special character in your string, then A and B will be pointing to the two different objects. So A is pointing to X. For B, another string object will be created. And this time A is having 7 characters. So this is 7th character. This is pointing to N. And we will have one more location where dollar will be saved. This is a new object. So this last will be pointing to this. Okay. Now, B is also having dollar at the end. So what it will do, since object reusability concept is not defined for this, so what will happen? A new B object will be created. So this is P, Y, T, H, O, N and dollar. So this is pointing to A, this is B, C, D, E, F, and this is pointing to dollar. Okay. And this is, let's say the ID of this is Y. So now if you check the ID of B, it is Y and ID of A is X. Because of this special character, which is not having object reusability concept, so we are in the case of string at the string level. Individual level, it will have the string reusability concept. Individual levels, special character will have the object reusability concept. But at the sequence level, at the whole string level, it will not have the object reusability concept. Okay. So now if you will check ID of A and B, it will be different because now A is pointing to X and B is pointing to Y. Okay. But if you check ID of A of -1 and B of -1, it will be similar. Is this clear for everyone? Everyone, please confirm. Okay. Well, see, there are two ways we have handled the string. One is if you have only characters, only alphabets, okay, only alphabets or numbers, okay. So due to object reusability concept, A and B are both pointing to the same string object. Apart from alphanumeric object, if you have any special character, then A and B will be having two different IDs at the string level, but individual level dollar will be having the different different ID at the string level, and dollar will be having the similar ID. Okay, so only one time dollar will be created, and the last index will always point to this dollar. So let's see this with the example. Here we have this. See, A of 0 and B of 0 were pointing to the same ID. You can see from this example, this is B of 0 is pointing to this ID, A of 0 is also pointing to the same ID, right? So it will show you same, but ID of A is this and ID of B is this. This is B. B is pointing to Y. A is pointing to S. Why? Because of this dollar, special character. Okay. So ID of A and B will be different. You can cross check from here. ID of A and B are different. You can see here ID of A and B are different, right? Because they are having dollar here. But since they are not having dollar, ID of A and B will be similar here in this case. They are not having any special character. They have only alphabet. And ID of A and 0 and B of 0 will be similar. Okay. Now, but ID of A of -1 and B of -1 will also be similar because it is at the individual level. Okay. Individual level, all the objects will be following the object reusability concept. Okay. Print ID of B of -1. Okay. So if I run this, you can see the IDs are similar. Okay. Fine, everyone. Is it clear?
Please respond fast. Okay, any question? Any question from anyone? Okay, so now we will move to the methods in strings. Okay, fine. So see, this X and Y are also the physical address. No, X is also is some address, right? If you are checking ID of A and ID of B as a whole, this is also some address, right? Yes, since this whole things are whole letters are combined. Yes, you can say in a way you can say it is a logical address because all these things are combined in a single string, so they are pointing to a logic, and that using that logic we have created one address where Python is saved. Okay, whole Python is saved. So we can say X and Y are logical address and the individual characters are the physical address. Okay, but still X and Y are also the address which are in the memory itself. Okay, Ravindra? Okay. Now we will come to the method. We will see that what all methods are there. We are not going to cover all the method. We are going to see, don't compare it with Thorny. Yes, I know. In Thorny, it will behave differently because Thorny uses different Python. Okay. So, but if you will use in some other editor, it may behave like this, or you can go for C Python, which is on your terminal or on your command prompt. See, whatever this built-in, or you can say uh, uh, the in-depth concept which we are learning, this is with respect to the C Python or Iron Python, the Python which we work in the industry. Okay, it will work like this in many cases. Okay, in most of the cases. Okay. Okay, now we will go and we will see that what all methods are there in the string. We will learn about those methods. Okay, and we are not going to discuss all the methods. We are going to discuss most of them, but few methods I will leave on you, and those are not that much important. You can just cross check what exactly it gives, and from your side you can make a note of it. Okay, but the important one I will discuss here. Okay, so if you want to cross check what all methods are available in the string, so you can simply go and do dir on the str object, and if you will print this, you will see that all these methods are there in the string. Okay, now inside this, so I will simply copy and paste it here. Okay, now out of this, all these methods which are starting with single double underscore and ending with double underscore, they are special purpose method. Okay, they are special purpose method, and they are some built-in method which are used in different cases. Okay, we are not going to learn about them. For us, the interesting part is this one. We will be discussing about these method. Okay, so I will copy and paste it here. You remember in my initial class, I told you these all are the special purpose identifiers, right? So we are not going to discuss them. They are used, internally. Okay, so we are not going to discuss about them. For us, this will be important, and we are going to discuss about all these things. Okay, so out of this, we are not going to discuss all the method. Few initial method we will discuss. Okay, few important method which are being used, and rest all method I will leave on you. So you have to do the research on that. So what all method we are going to discuss? So the first method we are going to discuss are these methods. Upper, lower, case fold, capitalize, title, swap case, starts with, ends with, and count. So
all this method, so upper method is used to convert every character in the string into the uppercase, every alphabet character. Lower is used, lower and case fold. Both are used to convert every alphabetical character into the lowercase. It is recommended to use case fold because case fold do this conversion aggressively. Okay, I will show you the example. Capitalize is used to capitalize the first character, I think. Okay, first character of the string. Okay, so if you have a string, let's say this string you have, this is my Python class, so only first character of this will be capitalized. Title is used to capitalize the first character of every word in a string. The first character of every word in a string will be capitalized using title. Swap case is used to swap the cases. If something is in lowercase, it will convert it into the uppercase. If something is in uppercase, it will convert it into the lowercase. Starts with and ends with are used for a special purpose. If you want to check whether a string is starting with a particular substring, then you can use starts with. And if you want to check whether a particular string is ending with a particular substring, then you can use ends with. Count is used to count the total number of substring in the string. Okay, so let's see that. I will take an example. I will be taking all these examples one by one. Okay, so this is the string. So now let's say if I'm going to convert, I'm going to use upper string, right? So I will be using this. Okay, so I'm using upper method. Now this is a method. Okay, remember I'm not saying that this is a function, it is a method. Okay, how you use method? So first you write the object on which you want to apply this method. Using dot operator, you write the method name. Now what is the difference between method and a function? A function inside the class is a method and a function without a class is a function. If you write a function inside a class, that becomes a method. If you write a function outside of a class, that is a method. So all these are a method which are defined inside the str class. Okay, now I'm using upper method on which object? My string object. What is my string? This is my string. Okay, so I'm going to convert everything into the uppercase. So if I will run this code, I will get everything into the uppercase. Okay, fine. Yes, upper underscore str. Yes, this one. So I'm getting everything into the uppercase, right? Now, similarly, I have upper string and I will comment this too. I not need to comment this too. And I will uncomment this. Okay. So now we are using lower function on the upper str. So upper str is what? Everything into the uppercase. Now if I will use lower, so it will print it in the lowercase. Okay. So let's say I will uncomment this one also. So if I will run this, so first I'm printing upper string, which is everything in the uppercase, and upper string, I have used this lower method on the upper string object and I have converted it into the lower string. So it is printing the lower string, right? Now capitalize. So capitalize method will, what I said, it will convert the first character into the capital letter, right? So let's say I have lower string. Lower string is what? This one, right? The first character is in the lower case. So it will convert the first character into the uppercase. Let's see that. If I will run this, it is converting the first character into the uppercase. Rest all are small. Okay, fine. Now I will comment this. Now the second, title. What title does? So it will convert the first character of every letter, every word into the uppercase. So let's run this. If I will run this, you can see the first character of every word is converted into the uppercase. Okay. So this is also one example. Now we are going to use the swap case. So if I will run this code, swap case, so it will convert. So title. So title is this one, right? We need to use this one. No need to comment this. So on title string, we are using swap case. So in title string, what we have, the first character of every word is capital and rest all are small. In the swap case, what will happen? The cases will be swapped. Capital will become small, small will become capital. So if I run this, I'm getting, see this one. Okay. So this is swap case. Now case fold. What case fold does? So the case fold does the same thing. Case fold is works like lower case, right? Okay. If you will run this, it is converting everything into the lower case. But there are few examples. There are few strings which are not on your keyboard. For example, there are few characters, okay? which you will write. Let's say I will take one example here, case fold method in Python. I will take one string. Let me take, yes, let me take this string. Okay, so I will take this string. This is the first string. Now, let's say if I will write print first underscore s, no, first string dot lower. Okay, I'm using lower method and I am going to use case fold method. I'm going to use case fold method. Okay, now just observe the output between these two. So lower method doesn't convert this last character into the lowercase. Okay, which is equivalent to double S in English. This is some character, or you can say some alphabet in some other language, might be in Spanish or French. Okay, but it is lower method is not able to convert it into the lowercase. What is the lower equivalent? Double S in English. But case fold has converted into the lowercase. Okay, so case fold does the conversion to lowercase quite aggressively. So it is recommended to use case fold. Is it clear for everyone? Case fold, in which case you can use. Okay, now I will now we will see starts with and ends with. Okay, so we have this starts with, ends with, all these things. Okay, so starts with and ends with returns you true. So I'm checking whether your title string is starting with capital P or not. I'm checking title string starting with Peter or not. Okay, so this two will return true. I'm checking whether it is starting with a space or not, so it will return false. Similarly, ends with, I'm checking it is ending with dot or not, so it will return true. This will also return true, but this will return false because we don't have dot in the end. Okay, so if you will run this code, you will get this output. For first two it is true, third one it is false, second, first two it is true, and then last one it is false. Okay, fine everyone. Okay, okay, now next thing we will see count method. So count method, I want to check that how many times this character is coming. Which one? Case sensitive. It is case sensitive. It is case sensitive, Arun. Okay, I'm checking my underscore str.count PE. How many times PE is repeating in my sentence? Okay, in this my string. Okay, so I have passed that substring inside the count method. Okay, remember you are passing the substring in the starts and ends with method also. The substring you are passing which you want to check with, but in other method we are not passing. Okay, now this count method also you need to pass the substring which you want to check that how many times it is repeating, right? So it will return you the total number. So if you will run this, it will give you total time it is repeating 5. You remember I have given you one code yesterday to count how many times P is repeating. So you can simply count here. You can run this code and you will see 9 times. Yesterday the output was 9 times. You can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total 9 times it is repeating. And if you will check, if you, this is one character you are checking. If you want to check a group of character, you can check that one also. So I'm passing PE. So if I run this, I'll get 5 times it is repeating. PE together is coming 5 times. Okay. Let's say if I want to check PI. Okay, PI. Then it will see 3 times. Okay. But if you check one character which is not existing, then it will return 0. Okay. Fine. Everyone, these methods are clear. Any question on this? So if this is done, then we will go to these methods. Okay. This method. This all method returns true or false. Okay. So let's see that with the example. So we have this. Okay. str1 str1 is this. If you are going to use str1.isalnum, okay, it will, is it alphanumeric? Alphanumeric means it checks whether it is alphanumeric or not. Alpha means, so if it is alphanumeric, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Is alpha is going to check whether it is alphabet or not. If it is alphabet only, then it will return true, otherwise false. Is ASCII whether it is having ASCII value or not. So if it is ASCII, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. For example, if you check this example, this is not represented in ASCII. So you can check, go and check the ASCII table, only 128 characters are there. So all the 128 characters which are on your keyboard, you can represent it in ASCII value. Outside of that, you cannot represent. So these are the some Chinese or Japanese, I don't know, but these are all not represented in ASCII table, right? So this will return false, okay? So is ASCII will return true or false based on whether it is represented in the ASCII table or not. Is decimal, it will return whether it is decimal or not. Decimal representation or not. Digit, will it is a digit or not. Identifier, whether it is a valid identifier or not. For example, this is a valid identifier, but this is not a valid identifier, okay? Now, is lower, whether it is in lowercase or not. Is numeric is equivalent to is digit, it will return whether it is numeric number or not. Printable, whether it is printable or not. For example, if you will check this, this is not printable, right? It will not print, so it will return false, okay? Is space, it will check whether it is a space or not. Is title, is going to check whether it is in title case or not. And is upper, it will check whether it is in uppercase or not, okay? So you can check all these things. All these methods will return true or false, and the one which needs some explanation, I have given the sample code. You can check this one, okay? Fine. Any question? You check it from your side, okay? All these methods will return true or false. The thing which is required some explanation, I have given some sample example for that, okay? Is any method, why you are running behind null? I don't know, few people are running behind null. There is no null in Python. There is none object, okay? Yes, correct, there is none. And there is no method to check none, okay? Is title is going to check whether it is in title case or not. What title case does? Title case does convert the first letter of every word into the uppercase. First letter of every word into the uppercase, right? So is title, if you check, it will return true or false if it is there. If it is title, okay? Any other question, anyone? Do fast, otherwise, so that we can go and do some problem. That's why I'm doing it bit fast, okay? Let me know if anyone having any question, otherwise please confirm. So in a studies program, we have to make every P in uppercase. Yes, correct. We have to do that, but you have to do that using loop, not using method. Okay, you have to do that using loop. Don't use method. That's why I first taught loop, okay, not strings. So that one you try with loop, and today's program, what we will do in that, we will try it with method, okay? You can try using method, but try first using loop, okay? Try to do it using loop also. Try it using method, it is simple, right? Using method, that assignment is very simple. I have not given for that purpose, right? I want you to develop your logic. You work on your logic, okay? Start working on it. After some time, you will get it, okay? Don't worry. Okay, so we'll move to the next. Now the other method that we will discuss, what all method we have covered here, we will see. We have covered all these method. I think we have covered is al, num, is alpha, is ASCII, is digit, is numeric, is printable, is title, is upper. Correct. All this method is covered. Then we have covered lower. We have covered upper. We have covered title. We have covered swap case. What else? Starts with. We have covered capitalized, case fold, count, ends with, format, index. We don't have del method here. Del is a different thing. Okay, we will not cover that here. Quotation.
Okay, so the method we will cover now is find next index method, R find, and the next what we have, R index, yes, replace, then strip, then R strip, we should have L strip also, yes, L strip, then we have split and R split, and we have join. Center encode extend as format from I'll just make transportation, I'll just sortation, split lines, transcripts, that way. All these method you are going to cover on your own. Okay. So check this, what all this does. Okay. And we are not going to use these methods very regularly. But yes, if you want to make a note, you can make a note of it somewhere. And you can just, do some research on this. So you will get this. We will cover all these methods. These are very useful, and we will do some programming based on it. Okay. So let's see all these methods. Okay. Now, so we will start with the find method. So the syntax for find method is what? Similarly, you have to write here first the string on which you are going to apply this find method. Okay. And then after that, here you have to find means you are going to find the substring. So here you have to pass the substring as the first argument. Then from where you want to start your search until where you want to continue your search. So this is the find method. Okay. Find method by default, it will start the search from left to right direction. Okay. Fine. Now there is a R find method also. R find method, the syntax is same. The only difference is it will do the search from right to left. Okay. Now in this, begin and end is completely optional. You may write it, you may not write it. Okay. Similarly, like this string method, index method is also there. So Control V, and here you can have index method, and you also have R index method. Okay. So this is same left to right, and this is right to left. Okay. And here also begin and end is optional completely. The only difference between find and index method is what? Find method returns -1 if you will not find the substring. Okay. Find method returns what? -1 if it will not find the substring. And this will return value error if it will not find the substring. Clear? This is the only difference between find and index method. Okay. Fine. So let's see that it with the example. Now we have a string. What string we have? We have my string. We will have this string, or let me copy this. I will copy this example itself. Okay, so I will uncomment this part. Now, if I'm running this code, my str.find, I'm looking for off. Off is a substring. So where is off? Off is here. So wherever it will find, now how this find and index method does, so it will start looking for this substring in the string which you have provided here.
and wherever it will match, it will return the index of the first character in that substring. Okay, whatever the first character in this substring, it will return the index of that in this main string. Okay, so wherever it will find, if it will not find, it will return -1. Now you can control your search also. So here I am looking for PE, which is a substring, and P is here in the beginning itself. But what I have done, I'm not searching from 0, so it will not give me 0. If you will not give this 2 and 7, it will give me 0. If I am giving this 2, then it will start its search from 2, means from T. And the next PE, wherever it will find, it will return the index of that. So it will find PE here, and it will return the index of P here. Okay, fine. I'm going till 7. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will not give, it will give -1. Because 7 is coming here, and in this there is no PE, right? So it will give me -1. And rfind, if I'm doing, so rfind will start looking for this PE from right hand side, and it will find here, so it will return the index of P. Okay, so let's run this code. So see, for first OF, I am getting the index of O, which is 26. For OFZ, I am getting -1 because OFZ is not available anywhere. This substring is not available altogether. PE, I'm starting from 2, I'm going till 7. So it is giving -1 because till 7 there is no PE. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till I7. So till here there is no PE after 2. So it is returning -1. But let's say if I'll write 13. So if I'll check now, so it is returning 8. Why? Because here P is found at 8. So this is 7 and P is 8. So it is returning the index of P of PE. Okay. Similarly, I'm doing the search for P from right hand side using rfind method. So it has started from right hand side and it is returning the index of this PE. Out of this, it is returning the index of P. Is it clear for everyone? Everyone, rfind method is clear? Is 3 is duplicate of is there is duplicate of? No, there is no duplicate of. Okay. Any question from anyone? I'm getting very few response. Understood, not understood? Please respond fast. Okay. So now we will go to the index method. So what index method? It works like similar, but what I said, if it will not find the string, it will give you value error, right? So let's run this code. If I run this my_str.index of, this will give you the result, right? So all these things are giving the result. My_str.index of it will find PE, it will find from 2 to 44, and P also it will find from right hand side. So 26, 8, and 40 it is returning. But what about this one? So if I will remove this comment, and if I will run this, so it will give me the value error. So you can see after first output, it is giving me the value error, substring not found, OFZ. So this is the difference between find and index method. Take a string which duplicates of. Oh, okay. So you are saying that if 2 times of is representing, right? If of is there one more time, okay. So in this case, it will return the index of first occurrence, okay? Fine. So if you will run this, it will return the occurrence of first, 26, okay? Yeah, index will always, see, find and index method will always return the first occurrence. Index of first occurrence. It will not go for the next occurrence, okay? Okay, Abdul. So if you want to check for the next occurrence, you have to use this find and index method in the loop. In fact, we have a problem related to this. We have a assignment, or you can say question related to this, which we will try to do. Okay. I think we have done that already. Wherever a particular character is coming, print the index of that. We have done that using for loop, right? Correct. So wherever this, let's say if I say wherever this P is coming, print me the index. You can easily do it using loop, but can you do it using loop and find or index method? You need to try that. Okay. So let's see, any question. Index method is clear for everyone? Okay, so now we will come to the replace method. So in the replace method, you can use, so if I want to use my_str dot replace method, right? This is a replace method. Now this replace method, in this I want to replace this peg with a new string called substring. I will take substring sub underscore str is equal to fact. I want to replace this PECK with PACK. How I can do that? So the syntax of replace method is first you need to pass old string and then the new string which you want to replace. So the old string is what? The old string is PECK. What is the new string? The new string is sub underscore str, right? Now if you will run this method, you will check pec is replaced with pack. Now, if I will print my underscore str, is it changed? Remember, string is immutable object, so my string is not changed. This replace method has created a new string object, okay? So my string is all, still it is having PECK. So this replace method is not creating a new, replacing this new string into the existing string of my underscore str. Rather, it is replacing this old string with the new string, okay? I hope replace method is clear for everyone. Any question? Please, fast. Okay. Now we will go to the strip method. It is replacing, no? Pack. If you will see, this is the output for replace method. It is replacing. Yes, you can find and replace a symbol. Both you can do that. Anything inside the string, you can replace anything using replace method. Okay. Inside the string. Okay. Okay. Now we will come to the strip method. For what purpose strip method is used? So strip method is basically used to remove the unnecessary spaces from the string. Now our strip method removes the spaces from right hand side. Else strip method removes the spaces from left hand side, and strip method will remove the spaces from both sides, from right and left hand side both. So let's see. I will take one example of this. I will take this, Control C, and I will do it here. Okay. So I have this string method. I have this string which is having both spaces on the both side, left hand side and right hand side both. I'm using R strip method first. So this will remove the spaces only from right hand side. I'm using L strip method next. It will remove only the spaces from left hand side, not from right hand side. I will use strip method. It will remove the spaces from both hand side. Okay. Remember, this strip method is not going to remove the spaces from the strings, in between the strings. Okay. So if I will run this code, so this will be the output. So you can see the first method is removing the space from right hand side. If I double click here, I'm not getting any space here, right? But there is a space in the left hand side. Similarly, I'm removing the space from left hand side. So on the left hand side, there is no space. But on the right hand side, if I'm double clicking, there is a space. Then I'm using strip method. It is going to remove the space from both sides. You can see there is no space on the both side. Okay. Clear? Everyone, is it clear? Okay. So this is about I left, R right. Yes, L left, R right. Correct, correct. Now we will come to the split method and join method. Okay. So split method is used to split a string. Okay. Split method is used to split a string. So we have seen this example earlier. So we have a string and we want this kind of list out of that. In the for loop, we have done it. I think yesterday we have done that. I don't know. But it is there in the assignment. We have done that, right? So how you can do it using method? So there is a direct method available in the Python. You can use that method, Control Z. That method is split method to split a string. Okay. So you can use this method here. This is the my string. Okay. And I'm going to split it. Okay. Split method. So split method, if you will not mention anything, then the default, it will split the string using space. Wherever space is there, it will split it using that space. Okay. Now I will comment all this as of now. So I'm using my string dot split. It will split this string using space. So if I will run this code, you will see one list where every word is an element of this list. Okay. We got this. Yesterday we did this, but using method, you can do it like this. Okay. So if you will not mention anything inside the split method, by default, it is going to take the separator as a space. Okay. But what if you want to split it using a special character? Let's say if I want to split it using p, small p in this string. So if you run this, you will get like this. So it will be splitted using p. Okay, wherever p is there, that will be removed and rest of the character will be taken into the consideration. Okay, fine. I hope it is clear. Next, we will move to the join method. Okay, now what is join method? So split method basically splits the string, and our split method will split it from the right hand side. So if you will split it, then it will give you the same output, but it will start splitting it from the right hand side. Okay. So I need to print my_lst, print my_lst. If I run this, I'm getting this. Okay, it is giving the same output, but it will start splitting the string from right hand side. Okay. Now, next is join method. This is the last method. What join method does? So if you have a list which is splitted, okay, if you have a list which is splitted, then using join method you can convert it back using into the string. Okay, so what is the syntax of join method? The syntax of join method is, first you need to write the separator into the inverted comma. Okay, then dot join. This join method is a bit different, and inside join method you have to pass the list which you want to join back together into the string. This separator tells you that between the words what separator you want. You want a space, or you want a colon or comma, what exactly you want. So you can mention that separator here. Now you can see here, I wanted double colon as the separator between their words. Okay, so I have specified double colon, and inside join method I have passed my list. This is my list after splitting it. Okay, so basically I'm passing this list as an argument to join method, and it will give me back a string. So if I run this, I'm getting a string where the separator is double colon. I hope it is clear. As we use strip method to remove right and left space, despite can we remove space between the string? You can remove the space between the string using for loop, not using any method. Okay, clear? Everyone, join method is clear? Okay, join method. Replace space with the colon. Yes, I have replaced it. No? Lakshmi, I have replaced it. You can see the output is this. So I have this. So now let's say you have a list. For example, I will take a list. Lst is equal to, I will take a list. For example, I will take Cisco. I will take Samsung. I will take HP. Then Juniper. This is the list of ISPs. Okay. Okay. Now what I want to do, this is a list. Okay. Now I want to join them together. I want a string out of it, out of this list. But that string should have the spaces as the separator between that. So first I need to mention the separator. What separator you want? I want a space. Dot join method. Inside this I'll pass the list. Okay. The list which I want to combine as a string. If I run this, I will get a list. I will get a string combined together. Whatever the element you have in list, all those element will be combined together in form of string using space. Okay. But let's say if I want a different separator, I want a comma between this Cisco, Samsung and HP in the string. So I will use dot join, and here I will use LST. So the separator now will be the comma. Okay. No, append is not for string, append is for list. Sujit, append is for list, not for string, because you cannot, string is immutable object, so you cannot append something into the string. Okay, it is only for string. Any question on these methods? Any question from anyone? Okay, so we are done with the string. Tomorrow we will start with the list. We will try to cover list, tuple, and a few of the dictionary, and then probably we will go to the function, basics of function. Okay, fine, everyone. Okay, so would you like to do some problem now? XYZ function. Where is XYZ function? Where is XYZ function? Okay, double underscore. See, if you start your if you start your identifier with a double underscore and end with a double underscore, right? So it is a special case identifier, you can say, okay, and they are used for some special purposes. So it is recommended not to use your identifier, not to define your identifier with a double underscore, starting with double underscore and ending with double underscore. Never use that identifier. For example, if I will say double underscore name double underscore, okay, and if I will print this value, so it is used for a special purpose. Whenever you will print this identifier, it will give you main, okay. And if you will feel that let me assign some value to this is equal to 100, now it was used for a special purpose. So whenever you use double underscore name double underscore, it should give main. But now you have used this identifier and you have assigned a new value. So now if you will print this, so it will not give you main, it will give you 100. So you have changed the use. This is a built-in identifier. You should not use any identifier which is starting and end with a double underscore. Okay, ignore it. Never ever try to write an identifier name with a double underscore, starting with double underscore and ending with double underscore. You may say that, sir, I can use double underscore a double underscore, which might not been used by some other programmer. You don't know. It might have been used somewhere, okay, in some module. So never try to never. You just forget. You just forget about it that you can define any identifier with double underscore starting and ending. Okay, so never try to do that. Okay. This is just a recommendation. Ravin, is this clear? Anyone having any question apart from this? No, it is defined not only for function, for attributes also. Okay. Name is not a function, it is an attribute. Any question? Any question from anyone? Raja, I'll get back to you. So let me. So you can do one thing. We will end this session today. Okay. What you can do? There is a string assignment. Okay. Go to this. I will show you where you can get the string assignment. Try to do that string assignment, and if you face any problem, then we will discuss it. Okay. We have we have Saturday and Sunday also classes tomorrow and day after tomorrow, same time 8 o'clock. Okay. Those who are joining, they can join. If someone is not comfortable, want this class to be shifted on Monday or Tuesday, so they can let me know. But let it finish, because by this week I have to finish it. Probably by next week I might not have time. Okay. So if you are fine, I think we can do it this Saturday and Sunday also. Okay. So go to this your classwork, and then you have this assignment section. Go to this, and inside this you have strings. So click on string, and there are few assignments. Download this and try to do that. Okay. Try to do these assignments on strings. Okay. Using method, you may try. Okay. Fine. See, I don't think data science module is included in this, Amisha. So probably you can contact the admin guys and you can ask them if they are having any. Yes, the statistics part is there. I will not start statistics. Some other trainer will start. So probably I think that will start on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, Monday. After my session, it will start that statistics part. Okay. I have other classes I need to go through recording. Yes, Lakshmi, you can go through the recording. No problem. Okay, so you can do the assignment. We'll meet tomorrow. Yeah, Raja, ask the question. What question you are having regarding Django? So today's class is over. Those wants to leave, they can leave. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay. It will be there for lifetime.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Where can we get the future sections link? Future sections link. I don't know. Future sections link. I don't understood. Sir, I have a question out of topic. Let me know, Adit, what question you have. Which one do you prefer? See, I'm working in Django. I would obviously prefer Django, but I'm thinking of moving into the data science because this is the future. So I don't know in which profile you are. If you are into non-technical profile, then I would ask you to move into the Python development slowly and then try to move into the data science. Okay. But if you are already working as a developer or in the technical side, try to move into data science directly. If you are already working in the any technical profile, doesn't matter Python, Django, or anything. If you are working in any technical profile, even in database side, also try to move into data science because it will be easier and it is easy to move now. Okay. Uh, See all these recording links and every session's links will be available in the Google Classroom. Okay, fine. I hope Raja, your question is answered. Ask the question, Adit. Whatever question you have, you may ask. Okay, sir. Currently working as a data analyst intern in a company. Okay, that is really good, Adit. So till what time this internship will be there? So to start, which shall I search? Go for only data science. See, you can start looking for the data science profile. Yeah, till the time this lockdown is there and everything is getting open, try to do that because after lockdown will be released, there will be a lot of layoff in the companies. But how we are looking at the opportunities is that if layoff and the market is down, it will come. So the this so market will be kind of bullish. Okay, so it will come up in by 2020 last or 2021 one first week, first few months. Okay, so it will come up. So in case you can try, if you are getting the calls, if you are try to give the interviews, if you're not getting the calls, keep on preparing on your own. Okay, and make sure that once this requirement comes, you should be able to, because lot of requirements. So after this, most of the requirement will be coming on data science profile. Okay, there will be a lot of huge requirement will be coming for data science profile. So if you're not getting the job in coming 1 or 2 months or 3 months, don't get demotivated. Keep yourself motivated. Give the interview on a daily basis and try to get into the company. So make sure that by 2020 last you'll be having a lot of openings. Okay, so don't worry, you'll get the job in data science. Don't worry. I'm working in finance profile with the basics of Python data science. How could it help in financial planning? What modules do I learn? Chandrasekhar, your profile is quite good if you're working in finance profile. I think you can do, see, whatever Python you are learning, and there are some data science module like ML and statistics. The good part of data science, you are not going to learn that how to develop the algorithm. Okay, the good part is you are going to learn implementation. And the most important part, or you can say the most best part, is that those who are coming from retail or finance profile or banking profile, what will be good for you guys, that you have the domain knowledge. Let's say if I take the example of a fresher, he's not having any domain knowledge. Okay, he might be good in technical, but he's not having a domain knowledge, right? So you can take the liberty of this. So if you are coming from finance profile, then take the advantage of this. Try to learn data science as early as possible, and this will give you advantage over the others, because finance, everything is on finance, right, of every company. So if you learn data science, you will learn that how this machine learning will give you what kind of output on different kind of data set. Then probably it will be easier for you, and probably you can, this is all about, you can say, how good your IQ is, how good your thinking is, and how good your intrinsic you can say skills are. It depends on all those things. How you analyze the data, that is also a good important most important aspect in this part. Okay, so if you are coming from finance profile, your profile is really good. I don't know how many years of experience you have, but if it is more than 3 or 4 years, then also it is good. But start learning data science now. If you're not from technical background, start making your technical strong. Why? Because I'm telling you, in coming days, the profile is going to be, data science is such a profile which requires you to be perfect in every field.
whether it is technical, whether it is non-technical. I cannot say that if a person is master in technical, he will survive in the industry after 10 years or 20 years. Why? Because you need to be good in your non-technical things also. You need to be good in communication. You need to be good in, making the PPTs and explaining the things to your CEOs and all. So those things are also very soft skills, basically, which we say, which is the most important thing in the data science profile. Okay. So those things also you need to take care. What will be the future of the big data developer according to you? Please suggest. I am also preparing for data science. See, big data developer, data science, anything which is related to data is having the future. As everyone knows, data is the new oil, right? Already it is said. So if you are anywhere related to data profile, then it is good. But data science, I can say it improves your profile in the multi-direction. So today or tomorrow, you have to move into the data science, okay? So try to work on the data science profile, okay? If you are into big data, your job is not at risk right now, okay? Risk in the sense, I'm not talking in terms of this COVID-19 pandemic. Might be after this, lots of data scientists will also get fired, okay? But if I'll talk about in general, so your profile is not at risk, whereas if I'll talk about others, those who are testers and others or automation engineers, their profiles are at risk, okay? But if you are into data in any way, your profile is not at risk from that perspective, okay? And which one is better, product company or service company, sir? So see, Aditya, product company or service company, I think if you are working, if you are from top tier companies, if you have done PhD, if you have done masters, then only you will be able to get the data science profile in the product based companies. So how to reach there? There is a way. You can start working as a data scientist in the service based company, make your profile stronger, start working on other skills like data structure, because those who are working on the, in the product-based companies, the data structure skills are also good. So you need to start working on it. If you can do some masters from some IITs or IIM or some top institutes, which will charge a handsome amount, but yes, that will be quite useful. And then probably you can tap into the product-based companies. Okay. I have seen some articles that data science opportunities will get increased post-corona. Is that true? Yes, it will. It is true. This is the data science only which will will be hyped in the market. 2-3 years, I don't know, 2-3 years. So okay. So you have 2-3. That is good, Chandrasekhar. You have the good profile, as I said, financial with 2-3 years experience. If you want to get your profile reviewed, everyone, you can go to a website and you can book your slot. So I think I will show you. You can go to this website, learnbay.co. And here you can book the slot for profile review. You will be getting this free counseling session. Apply for free profile review by expert. Okay, so I'm copying this link and I'm posting it here. Okay, you can book the slot and you can get your profile reviewed from the trainers and the experts. Okay, so you can book the slot on this link. Okay. Is there a chance for data science application in education? Data science, yes, there is a lot of chances. All these big institutes, they're applying data science. They have already applied. See, you cannot think of now that data science is not applicable in this particular field. You don't know. Every field, not only banking, retail, and big field, but all the fields nowadays are having some data science. Lot of startup institutes are having data scientists in their in their team. That helps them to handle the the clients, or you can say the leads. Okay, in into electronics 3+ year, will this be good for data science? Omkari, all these profile related things, you can book the slot. Sure, thank you, thanks sir, thank you everyone. Will it be add on for me if I learn Flask and Django, so I have masters? I don't think. If you have masters, work on your data science skill, work on data structure. If you have master, work on data structure and algorithm. Master, I don't know master in what, master in business administration or what, or in technical. So if you are in technical, work on data structure and algorithm. Okay. I am learning Splunk for data science. Is it good? I don't have any idea about Splunk, Lakshmi, MSc Big Data Analytics. That is really good, Adit. I think your profile is quite impressive. So if you already have this masters in the Big Data Analytics, try to work on data structure. And you don't have to go in depth of data structure. You can say core concept or the basic concept of data structure will be good for you. Is there an internship opportunity for data science? There are a lot of internship opportunities. I think you can contact the admin guys. They will provide you the internship thing. Okay. Where do we get the data dump work on data science skills? That is related to the project. Again, I don't know. I don't have any idea about this. We have some around 15 plus data from different platforms. So I think that is related to the project. Okay, so once you do that project, you'll be getting that those data. Okay, from different like Netflix or Rapido, or you can say Facebook data. We have different data. Sir, I am more interested in database. Will it help me? See, I'm telling you, anything which is related to data, any profile which is related to data, it is useful. Okay, because let's say if you work in, for example, data scientist will be one, but under him there will be a lot of people who will be working in his team, right? So there'll be a person who will be working in the data visualization. There'll be a person who will be working on Python. One art developer will be there. So there'll be a team. So you can tap into data science using this. Okay. So you can go into data visualization first, and then over the years, when you will be getting the experience, you can use this experience to move into the data science profile after improving your skills. Okay. Okay, everyone. So let me end the session now. We'll meet tomorrow, same time, everyone. Okay, fine then. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Take care. Okay, bye.